Welcome back to Topher's Garage, everyone. So as you can see, I got the Jeep behind me. So tomorrow I'm going to be swapping in the axles, the Ford 8.8 in the rear and the new Dana 30 in the front. So tonight I'm just going to get prepped. I'm going to jack up the Jeep, get on jack stands, and get it ready to go for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's going to be a full day, so I want to spend as much as time possible working on the axles. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is pull the rear drive shaft. So I'm going to undo these straps at the rear differential, and then the slip yoke will just slide out. So we'll get those straps off and then pull the rear drive shaft. Alright, so we got the rear drive shaft out, we got the straps off, and next thing we'll do is we'll get the parking brakes released. So the next thing on the passenger side parking brake cable is up here. It's just this little bracket, and you can just kind of lift and pull the cable out. All right, so last night we got the parking brake cables free. The next thing we're gonna do is remove the shocks. So there's a bolt down on each of these. There's one, and then there's one up there, and we'll do that on both sides, and we'll go from there. All right, so the next thing we're going to be doing is removing the rear brake line. So this is just a vent for the axle. So we'll pop this off. We'll loosen the two lines, the hard lines go into each of the drums. And then this main brake line coming down goes into this block. And once we get this vent tube off and the two hard lines, then we can loosen this block and pull that free. So we'll get to doing that. All right, there we go. So we got the transmission jack up under the rear axle. Now we're going to remove the leaf spring bolts and get the axle out. So as I'm pushing this rear axle in, as I bolt it back up, all I'm doing is the inverse of what I just did. Did come to find out at a later point in time that those shock brackets you see there are in the wrong location. So I had to buy some new ones from Barnes four-wheel drive and weld those up. But yeah, installation goes just like removal did. So with the rear axle all bolted in, moving around to the front, pretty much just following the same procedure, unbolting everything, removing the shocks, removing the leaf springs, getting everything unbolted and the front axle pulled out. Given that the new axle is the same Dana 30 for a YJ, it bolts back in exactly the same way that the old one was removed, so very straightforward there. As you can see, I got a couple buddies to come over and help me remove the axles as well as put the new ones in. I would recommend that if you're doing this at home like myself on the floor, get a couple of buddies around, offer them some beer and some food, and help them lift these axles in and out of the Jeep. All right, so we got the axles underneath the Jeep. We got the Dana 30 with 410s up there in the front. We got the Ford 8.8 with 410s here in the back. The trouble we ran into though, and as you can see the rear drive shaft is unhooked, is that in the stock height, these are stock springs that are all sagged out. The drive shaft is too long. The pinion on the Ford 8.8 is just slightly longer, and it makes it too long to install the drive shaft. So we're kind of a sticking point for now, but what we're going to try first to remedy this is we're going to get some a lift kit, some new springs, and hopefully that increased distance between the axle and the transfer case will allow that drive shaft to fit. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe. This is the end of part 3. In the next video, what we'll be doing is getting the lift kit installed and hopefully get this Jeep back on the road. Thanks for watching.